So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we're doing a little bit of an interesting one right now. This wasn't a team that necessarily made a major signing in terms of any sort of superstar, but I've loved every single move they've made so far, and it's going to be the Orlando Magic. I absolutely love the Kentavious Caldwell-Pope signing for the Orlando Magic. It's now going to give them one of the best defensive backcourts in all of basketball between him and Jalen Suggs. And pretty much every other move that this team has done so far has really put them in a position to hopefully get back to the playoffs next year and be even more competitive. So I give the Magic like an A-, A overall offseason. This is a group that obviously last year did not end up advancing in the playoffs through the first round, but this is a team that is young, and it is a team that is now talented even more than they were last year. Just going to be a standard 3-year rebuild here today. I know this wasn't necessarily some big request that I was getting a ton or anything like that, but this video, I guess, is for me today, if you want to call it that. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Of course, we're open to any ideas. We're going to have more prospect rebuilds. If there's any other major trades, of course, we'll cover those and any other free agent signings. You get the idea. So let's get into this one. Last season, the Orlando Magic went 47-35. That was good enough for the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. Did end up going to 7 games in round 1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and ultimately just kind of ran out of gas in that game 7. So this is a team that certainly has some needs, especially in terms of three-point shooting, kind of offensive output as a whole. But this is a group that is very, very sound defensively, and I think this is going to be a team that has a legitimate shot at being a top 4 seed in the East next year. So let's talk about this roster right here. As I mentioned, it is a relatively young group, and this is a team that has a lot of young talent on it that I think are guys that can really be stars in this league. So Jalen Suggs, 23 years old, at an 85 overall, very, very solid and very, very stout defensively. Certainly somebody we're going to be building around here today. Probably going to be my point guard throughout the entirety of today's video. Cole Anthony is going to be a very nice piece for us in terms of a 6th, 7th man capacity, whatever it's going to be. 79 overall, only 24 years old is certainly very nice to see. We got to find a spot for Anthony Black. I think he'll ultimately be my backup 2 guard, right? At 6'7", has that A overall 3-point shooting, because I don't really run 3-point guard rotations or anything like that. And I want to get Anthony Black some play. What was he, the 8th overall pick in 23? 6th overall pick in 2023. I want to get this young man some playing time here. I want him to develop as much as possible. We're talking about the shooting guard spot right now. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope agreed to a 3-year, $66 million contract. 3rd year is a player option. Obviously taking him away, who was a very, very important piece of the Denver Nuggets. He was a huge part of that championship run they had back in 2023. And I really do think it's going to be a very big loss for them. But one person's loss, another person's gain. The Orlando Magic swooped in, signed him away from Denver. I like this deal quite a bit. This is a veteran with championship experience. I believe a 2-time NBA champion. And he's somebody that's going to be a good veteran presence, can obviously shoot the 3 ball a little bit, and has really just been here before. He's a guy that can lead this young team, so I like the signing quite a bit. You got Gary Harris, who they ended up bringing back 2 years, $14 million. He's somebody who I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with. Of course, 30 years old already. Not really sure how much better he's going to get, but he's certainly here. You got Caleb Houston here as well. Again, another player that I do want to get minutes, kind of that 3rd guy right now, similar to Anthony Black. So hopefully we can find a spot for all these guys at some point in time. Franz Wagner got absolutely paid a, 4 or 5 year max rookie extension. You got an absolute bag. I know it's not an accurate dollar amount there. It's just because 2K doesn't let you go as high as the actual contract is. But yeah, I mean, he's 23 years old, has certainly had some ups and downs. I believe that 3-point shooting certainly will come back, but he got a very, very hefty contract. He's got to live up to it. He's got to continue to get better. You do not want to plateau, especially as young as he is. I think he's going to do it. I think he'll be very good for a very long time. You got Chet Howard, who was the 11th overall pick back in 2023. Certainly with some guys departing this team, Joe Ingles, a couple other faces. There might be a little bit more room for him to get some minutes. Now, I don't know exactly where those minutes are going to come from because, again, I want to get Houston minutes. I want to get Anthony Black some minutes. So we'll figure it out here with Chet Howard. Paolo Banchero, kind of the face of this franchise, former number 1 overall pick, only 21 years old. We are hoping he can be the man that leads this team to the promised land, and I really do think he is that talented. I think Paolo Banchero is going to be an all-NBA player next season. I truly do genuinely believe that, and of course, only at 21, the sky is the absolute limit. They extended Jonathan Isaac. Some people thought it was a hefty overpay. Of course, Jonathan Isaac has a pretty decent injury history, but I do think bringing in guys, or not bringing in, but re-signing players who are this stout defensively, I know I use that term a lot, are this good defensively is a really, really important thing to do do for a young team that wants to be competitive. So I credit the Orlando Magic. I don't hate the contract at all. I hope this young man can stay healthy for a very, very long time. You got Chuma Ukiki here. Tristan De Silva was our first-round pick at Colorado. It says undrafted. He was a first-round pick. I'm not exactly sure where he'll fall in the rotation, but again, certainly a nice depth piece for us at only 22 years old. And then the center spot, Wendell Carter Jr., I'm not sure if he's going to be, their center of the future per se. I feel like he's kind of a guy who's a little bit more expendable these days, but he is here for now. I don't hate the contract. I actually really like the contract, as a matter of fact. Only 25 years old, so we'll see what we end up doing with him. Brought back Mo Wagner on a 2-year contract. It says 1 year because the second year is a team option. They also brought back Goga Batazde, so a lot of depth on this team. Not only depth, it is quality depth. And that's not a difference, or excuse me, that's not a thing I can say for a lot of teams heading into year one. So we might have 1 or 2 moves. I don't expect many major changes, though. This is not going to be one of those rebuilds where we make a ton of trades before year one, but we are going to make one move. It's going to come with the Sacramento Kings, and it's going to be us moving on from Chuma Ukiki. Ultimately, he's a very nice rotation piece. 26 years old, 75 overall. Unfortunately, he is an expiring contract, and he's also not really in a spot right now to get any sort of real minutes. So, Sacramento Kings willing to give me a first-round pick and a second-round pick in 2027. Felt like an opportunity I kind of had to take advantage of. So, he's a nice piece to have. Certainly would not have hurt to keep him on this team, but it's now going to free up some more minutes for some other guys, and it's going to go ahead and give us another asset in the future. Ready to kick off our first season here in Orlando. We didn't make a ton of moves heading into year one. This is a team that is pretty much already built, right? There wasn't a lot for me to do. There was not a lot of big decisions. We moved around some positions, and we are ready to kick it off. It is Jalen Suggs, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. as our 1 through 5. Probably not a lot of surprises there. I don't think anything is really too crazy in terms of what they would actually do compared to what I did. Bench unit, Cole Anthony will be my 6th man here. You got Jonathan Isaac behind him. Anthony Black, who I moved to the shooting guard spot, will be behind KCP. Mo Wagner as our backup center, and then Caleb Houston actually getting the minutes at the backup small forward spot. So it's unfortunate that guys like Goga, who they did just pay a decent amount of money to, are not getting any minutes right now. Of course, in real life, there's more than 10-man rotations, especially in the regular season. Depth is very, very important, and good contracts are important as well. But here in 2K, where there's no injuries, nothing like that, I don't really have to do more than 10-man. So Gary Harris also not getting any minutes, so it's just unfortunate. And then we did go ahead and send 2 guys to the G League. The first being Jett Howard, only 21 years old. Not exactly sure where he would have fit on this team. I just like the potential a little bit more of Anthony Black and of, Caleb Houston. So that's just the way it's going to be. And then we also sent Tristan De Silva down to the G League. Again, not really going to do much to their overalls, but they weren't going to play here anyways, so might as well. That's the team right now. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1 here in Orlando. Whoops. 56-26 for us here in year 1. All things considered, that is a fantastic start to what is hopefully going to be a very exciting rebuild. First career MVP for Luka Doncic. It was a 32-point triple-double. Alex Sarr, your Rookie of the Year in D.C. Malcolm Brogdon ended up staying in D.C. He's your 6th Man of the Year, his 2nd career award. Depoy goes to Wemby. Amen Thompson, Most Improved Player. Ant is your Clutch Player of the Year. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Jamal Mosley, Coach. Let's fucking go, fellas. This is a time that we are ready to compete. We take the 1 seed. We take the 1 seed in the East, and it was the 2nd best record in all of basketball. I am hoping if we do get to the finals, we do not have to see the Oklahoma City Thunder. Paolo, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Wendell Carter Jr., Anthony, KCP, Wagner, Isaac, Black, and Houston. Rebounds per game was what? I can't fucking speak. Wendell Carter Jr. and assists was Paolo Banchero. Our leading assist guy at only 4 games. Certainly interesting, and it being Paolo. We got the Battle of Florida here in round 1. Josh Richardson, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. Wow, the fuck did Tobias Harris? Oh my God. I'm trying to do math. Who did you trade Terry Rozier for Tobias Harris? Okay, that's an interesting decision. Quick 2-0 lead for us here. We go up 3-0. We close them out in a sweep. We're now moving on to the Indiana Pacers. This was a team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals last season. Whether or not it would have happened if everybody was healthy, we're not getting into that. The Indiana Pacers are a very talented basketball team. We quickly go up 1-0, make it 2-0. Yet to lose a playoff game, we sweep again. It is now the Cleveland Cavaliers, a rematch of the first round last year, technically. You got Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Mobley, Jarrett Allen. You got Kelly Olynyk now off the bench. Karis LeVert there as well. Still yet to lose a basketball game. What is happening? Okay, we finally lose a game, but we're in the finals. We're in the finals in year 1. All right, it is Nikola Jokic in the Denver Nuggets. It is Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Obviously, you have KCP going up against his old team here. Pretty cool to see. There's no way we could beat this team, right? Oh, my God. What? What the fuck? I'm at a loss for words right now. Look, I knew we were going to be good. I did not think we were going to be winning a championship. Okay, hang on. In year one. I'll see you guys in there. Just before we hopped into the game, I checked. So far throughout the fourth quarter, we have scored 13 points. There's less than 2.5 minutes left. Some would say that's less than ideal. I would be one of those people. I want to make sure the starting lineup's in right now. There's really not a huge weak spot in terms of defensively. Oh my God, that can't happen. Okay, I am going to take a timeout. Nothing wrong with Jonathan Isaac. I just don't want him battling in the low post against Nikola Jokic. I know Wendell Carter Jr. is not, a much better option in terms of size, but as long as the starters in the game, we're good right there. Okay, cool with me. Let's go ahead and hopefully get some buckets because this is still a game. It's a 1-point game with over 2 minutes left. We got to do our thing. Oh my, what the hell? Was that straw there? What? Okay, I'm playing on All-Star. I don't really know what the hell that's all about. All right, well, thank you for the free points. Let's just go ahead and lock it down here with Jalen Suggs. I am... Paolo, we can't be falling asleep right now, right? I know Aaron Gordon's sneaky, and he's very good at running the dunker spot, even though that was a straightforward pass. That can't happen. KCP, 8 points on the night. Backing down former teammate Christian Brown. Oh my God. I hate when they smoke the fucking layups like that. We got that one to go. I don't know what's going on right now. There's not a lot of great defense being played right now, but let's just get this done. What I'm going to try to talk about right now is the actual offseason for Orlando. Orlando really showed, especially in that Game 7, not only they were a young team, but they were missing, just a really kind of other solid, oh my God, good fucking steal. Other really kind of solid offensive option, outside of Paolo Banchero. I mean, I know Franz Wagner is hypothetically supposed to be that, and of course he had, not the greatest season of his career last year. That's what I would say anyways, and did not have the greatest Game 7 either. So, hopefully he's willing to kind of put the work in and take that next step. I'm not trying to compare the players or even the situations because they're very different. But when I look at a tough final game before getting, a big fat payday, I think of one man. I think of my star player, one of my star players on my team, Mr. Jaylen Brown, who had an atrocious Game 7 back in 2023 against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum goes down with an ankle injury, still plays, but you understand. And then Jaylen Brown, everything kind of turns to him. Plays like absolute shit. This offseason, or that offseason, everybody's saying he's an overpaid bum who can't dribble when he gets paid $300 million, that has the best season of his career, goes on, wins a finals MVP. I'm not saying it's going to happen, right now to Franz Wagner. I'm just saying maybe he takes some of the same motivation. Everybody's saying he's overpaid. Everybody's saying he's not worth the contract. Maybe he takes some of that, turns it into motivation, becomes a better player. Just a thought. I do like the offseason for them, though, right? They were a team that was maybe rumored to have a little bit of interest in Paul George. They went a different route with KCP, who I really do think fits their group well. He's a 2-time NBA champion. He's a player who can obviously do a lot of things in terms of the 3-and-D. So I give them a lot of credit. They didn't panic. They didn't swing for the fences, even though maybe they had the assets to do so. Didn't give up 18 draft picks to go get one player who's 30-plus years old. I give them a lot of credit. So this is a young team. They're going to be fun to watch. Again, would not surprise me if they make that jump up to a top 4 seed. I don't know if they're going to be as good as some of these top teams, say the Celtics. You got the New York Knicks. If you want to throw the 76ers and the Bucks in there, more than welcome to. But it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. I think Paolo is going to get even better, and this is going to be a team that's certainly going to be a hard playoff exit for somebody next year. So a lot of credit to them. Let's wrap up this gameplay right now. A championship in year one is certainly not expected, but I will certainly take it. Nikola Jokic going to the free throw line. Hopefully going to miss this one. I would really appreciate it, Nikola. Come on. Let's just miss. He does not. I think one more bucket can basically seal this thing right here. So we're in Game 5 on our home. Oh my God. Just good night. Unexpected would be an understatement, but of course I am very happy. And Paolo Banchero at the age of 22 is your finals MVP. Insane all around. Very excited about what the rest of this rebuild is going to be. Popovich, wow, that's insane. Jersey retirements, draft lottery. Now, we're not going to have a lottery pick. I don't think the Magic own a ton of picks from other teams. At least I don't believe so anyways. Staff signing time. Obviously very happy with the job Jamal Mosley's done with this group. Just won Coach of the Year, led this team to a championship. He will stay on as our head coach. Now we head up to the draft. We have the 28th overall pick via Denver. We actually supposed to have that now. It's actually not that important. I'm trading away all these picks anyways. This is a team with so much goddamn... Oh, thank you, Dallas. This is a team with so much goddamn depth and young players already that we had to send 2 guys to the G League. I understand that maybe it's a little bit boring to watch me, not draft anybody. Okay, seriously. But it doesn't really make much sense for me to draft just another player that I'd probably send to the G League, right? I'll just take the draft picks. So we head up to team player options right now. Paolo, yes. Anthony Black, yes. Mo Wagner, I'm going to bring back even, he played 12 minutes a night. Houston and then Jet Howard. I do think I want to make some trade. I don't know how big of an upgrade we're going to look to make, but I would like to make at least one kind of somewhat large upgrade. We're going to pay Jalen Suggs as well. Happy to have this young man back as our starting point guard. And I'm going to make a trade. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to do my best here to pick up Trae Young. I don't know if we really need Trae Young. We probably don't. We just won a championship without having him on this team. But I think it would be fun, right? If I just run back this entire core, some guys are just going to end up leaving for nothing. Might as well include them in a bigger trade for Trae. So, Atlanta Hawks, let's have a conversation. Here's the deal right now. A lot of these guys, the top three anyways, are really just in here to make the money work. Jet Howard, unfortunately, which is really not going to crack that rotation next year. How about we go ahead and make a swap? I have a few other players I could maybe include in this deal. I want to keep Tristan da Silva because I want him to get some run behind Paolo next year. I could maybe consider moving on from Houston. That wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to replace him. I also could probably throw Cole Anthony in here just because Trae Young is going to be playing the starting one. Jalen Suggs is going to move to the 2. Oh, man. You know what I'm going to do? I will include Caleb Houston because Anthony Black may move to the 3. I know he started out as a 1, but I may move him to the 3. Size-wise, it's an okay fit because we're going to have like kind of an odd man out. Wow, that's insane. All right, here's what we're going to do. Suggs is going to play the 2. Maybe not the best fit, but I'm going to live with it for now. So Suggs is going to be here. It's going to be Young and Anthony. It's going to be Suggs and KCP. And then Anthony Black's actually going to move to the backup 3 again. Maybe not the most ideal fit, but I'm totally fine with it. He goes up to an 80 overall. So, yeah, a little bit of a surprising way that we kind of went about this offseason. We have our 10 guys. I'm happy Goga's finally going to get some run as well. Also an argument to maybe look for an upgrade at our center position, just considering the fact that Wendell Carter Jr. Is a player that's going to be entering free agency. Now, I'm not going to force anything. If it's not there, it's not there. But if we get an offer that we maybe can't refuse. Whoa, Walker Kessler's sitting here. Well, no, Wendell Carter Jr. has all-around better numbers. I'm not going to lie to you. Mark Williams also here as well. I mean, Wendell Carter Jr. played well for us, right? I'm not going to sit here and say he played poorly. I'm just looking for somebody who could maybe be a little bit of a better option. Ooh, Jalen Duren. This is hard to pass up on. I might have to take Jalen Duren. I'm a huge Jalen Duren fan. I hope the Pistons don't trade him, but I'm taking Jalen Duren. Look, there's nothing wrong with Wendell Carter Jr. He had a fine year for us. And again, maybe I'm going to get a little bit of shit right now from some of you Orlando Magic fans for not blowing up your team, but obviously making a lot of moves. But this is a trade, or that was a trade that I'm very happy with. He's only 21 years old, for Christ's sakes. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. Traditionally speaking, after a championship, I tend to not make many major moves, right? I'll swap out maybe 1 or 2 guys on the bench, but I don't swing these big blockbuster trades for new starters and things like that. We decided to do that anyways, even after a championship, and this team is only looking even better. Trae Young, obviously now here as my new starting point guard. Jalen Suggs moves to the 2. Still got Wagner and Ben Caro, and obviously the addition of Jalen Duren is very exciting as well. That's a death lineup. That is a team that should hopefully be winning back-to-back championships. Bench unit is still very strong as well. Something I was considering strongly while making both of these big moves was I didn't want to lose the good depth that this team had, and we did not do that. We actually gave more opportunities to other players that otherwise probably would not have had those. So Anthony Black up to an 82 overall as my backup small forward. Funny to see, considering he started as a point guard. Cole Anthony here as my backup point guard. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who I was pretty much always ultimately going to move to the bench at some point, whether it was that offseason or the one that we're about to join, or well, not about to, but going to get to. It was always going to happen because we know there's going to be a little regression there. Goga Bitadze finally getting some minutes as well as my backup center, and then Tristan da Silva. Actually want to swap these two out. Goga and Tristan da Silva finally getting minutes. I'm excited about it. So that's the team. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. 62-20 to wrap up our second campaign here in Orlando. Very much excited about that record, and I am very much looking forward to hopefully very nice and long postseason run. Jokic, your MVP. Cooper Flagg is a Brooklyn Net. He's your Rookie of the Year. Harden is now a Pelican. He's your 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, your depoy. Rob Dillingham, Most Improved. Victor Wembanyama, Clutch Player of the Year. Jamal Mosley, another Coach of the Year. Beautiful, man. I love it. All right, let's get into it a little bit. Standings. We are the 1 seed here in the East. Once again, we now do have the best record in the NBA for the first time in this video. Taking a look at the numbers a little bit. Paolo Banchero, Trae Young, Jalen Duren, Wagner, Suggs, Anthony Black, Da Silva, KCP. Bitadze, rebounds led by Jalen Duren. I mean, this was a no-brainer trade for me, right? I mean, it made sense. We gave up, I guess, a couple draft picks or whatever, but who gives a shit? Trae Young, this is what I was looking for, right? Our leading assist guy last year was 4. We have Trae Young now. Guy's a walking double-double. All right, it is us. First round matchup with the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson, obviously fantastic. They've got Bridges and Anunoby, Randall, James Wiseman, a new addition here. Good team. A lot of talent there in New York. This is a group that is certainly not my favorite first round matchup, but I guess we're just going to run them out of their own building. Okay, Philadelphia 76ers. Lonzo Ball. Wow, okay. Oh, please don't play. Oh, my God. It's 2026 now at this point. We're playing Andre Drummond at the 4. Okay, let's see how this one goes. They have the best player in the series. Joel Embiid is definitely the best player in the series, and who really gives a shit, though, because we're still going to win. Charlotte as a 2 seed. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I just... Huh? Okay, I have a question. LaMelo Ball is very good. Who the fuck do you think LaMelo Ball is, right? There's no way LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller are beating this. Are you serious? Wow, I got a little full of myself. I got a little too cocky, as they say. All right, let's see what happened. Trae Young took a little bit of a dip in the scoring department. Suggs, Wagner. Yeah, man, De Silva was great. I need a little bit more out of Black and Anthony, though. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think that Hornets team was better than us. Who do you think LaMelo Ball is? I'm not saying he's not a great player. He's an all-star caliber player. He's already been an all-star. But there's no... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to let it breathe. We'll head into the next offseason and this final season. We're not going to make any major changes, right? Why would I? This team's clearly good enough. We give credit where credit is due. Congratulations to the Charlotte Hornets for finally getting a championship. We are now moving forward. All right, let's sim through the draft lottery. It is the Pistons, Celtics, Nets, Pelicans, and Thunder. Staff signing right now. Let's check it out. Still very happy with Jamal Mosley. We head up to the draft. Again, some people might be a little pissed. I'm not making any changes. Why would I change anything on this team, right? I mean, I understand I can draft somebody to have them sit on the bench, but what's the goddamn point? Well, that's not the trade I want to do. What's the point, right? They're not going to play. It's stupid. I'm sorry if you want to see me draft somebody just to have them sit on the bench as an 11th man. It's just not going to happen. All right, qualifying offers. Paolo Banchero, Jalen Duren, both huge players we got to bring back. That is our front court right there. Obviously, Paolo has some serious interest. Well, really only from the Phoenix Suns. I'm just going to pay this man his money and bring him back. Same with Jalen Duren. Thank you, thank you. All right, at this point, I certainly could maybe make one upgrade. And I think maybe I do make one upgrade, you know. I don't really know if it's necessary, but it certainly can't hurt. So let's see what we can do. I have no idea why I want to do this. I don't have to do this. We're just going to. Zoe Batazde for Zach Edey. How about we talk about it a little bit, Memphis? I have a bunch of draft picks that I certainly cannot take with me, and I don't really care if you take all of them at this point because we are entering the final season, and there are not going to be any other changes. I don't really know why I did that. We guess we got a little bit younger. We got a little bit taller now at 7'4", and I'll just see you guys at the start of year 3. We've had 2 really great seasons so far. The first one resulted in a championship that maybe we were not expecting. The second one resulted in a playoff exit that maybe we were not expecting. So we are ready to go here for year 3. I hope it goes as the first season does because I want another championship with this team. I think we can get it done. It's Trae Young, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Jalen Duren. Bench unit led by Anthony Black, Cole Anthony, Zach Edey, who's now here, Tristan De Silva, and KCP, who again, we knew the regression was coming. We intentionally made the move for Trae Young because we knew something like this was certainly possible. So this team, obviously, a lot of talent, all 1 through 10, great head coach. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. We close out our final regular season with a record of 63-19. It is our best record yet, and we are hoping for another championship here in year 3. Luka Doncic, your MVP once again. Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year. AJ DeBance, 6th man. Wemby, your depoy. Ace Bailey, most improved. Luka, clutch player. Oh boy. We know we're probably going to see them. Let's just accept reality sooner rather than later. It is almost 100% guarantee if we get to the finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be our opponent. So let's get into it a little bit. Talk about it. Paolo Banchero, Trae Young, Duren, Wagner, Suggs, Anthony Black, Edey, De Silva, KCP. Rebounds, Jalen Duren, assists, Trae Young. All right, first round of the playoffs. It is us and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, they're good. They're talented. I think we're just a lot better. I do. Not what I was looking for. Not what I was looking for, my friends. Nope. Nope. Not dead yet, motherfucker. Okay, on to the East semis. Indiana here. I got a little too cocky in round 1. Let's not do that again. 1-1 split right now. Go up 2-1. They tie it at 2s. We go up 3-2. They force game 7. We win. Okay. Toronto. Quickly. Dick, I gotta stop doing that. It's every fucking time. Okay. Barrett, Barnes, Pirtle. Got Josh Hart off the bench there. All right, they win game 1. We win game 2. We go up 2-1, up 3-1, close them out in 5. We knew it was coming. Run from it, hide from it. Destiny arrives, all the same. Shai Gilgeous, Alex, how the fuck did Shaedon Sharpe end up here, right? What? You just let him go, Portland? Okay, this is not going to be fun, is it? I have a feeling. I have a gut feeling. 2-1, that's a big game, okay? That's a big fucking game. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, that was... interesting video, right? It started out and you're like, okay, this team overachieved record-wise. Maybe they had a fun season. You know, maybe the postseason goes a little bit shorter than you hope. And no, we won a championship year 1, and we lost to the fucking Hornets because the LaMelo Ball turned into Michael Jordan and LeBron combined. And then we ended with a weird championship where we lost the first 2 and won 4 straight. One of those videos, man. I don't really know why I made this video anyways. I just think the Orlando Magic are going to be a ton of fun next year. And I'm really happy because the Magic obviously, you know, have not had the greatest franchise history of all. So a lot of credit. Paolo's going to be really special. The entire group's going to be really special, in my opinion. So excited, man. I miss basketball already. I'm happy the Olympics are this summer. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.